Greetings and salutations. Procrastination, low focus and concentration, addictions and forms of escapism, poor physical health. All of these things typically stem from having poor/low mental health. It's something that's really kind of taboo or not really spoken about among, young people, especially young men. So many young guys are just really suffering from poor mental health, and they're not speaking up because they're told to be a man or not show emotion and all these kind of things. It gets to a point where if you are really genuinely struggling with your mental health and you don't want to talk to anyone because of these things and you're suffering in silence, in my opinion, those things should really go out the window and you should find someone to speak to. The problem is a lot of young people, they just simply neglect it and try and push it to the back of the mind, try and act like they're not suffering from poor mental health. And there are countless amount of ways that you can increase your mental health, feel better, live better. Good diet, exercise, spending time with friends and families, in-person interactions, all that kind of things. Doing a sport, doing a hobby, picking up new interests. Actually, first and foremost, one thing that I have actually realized, from talking to people in my Discord community, a lot of people don't actually realize that they have poor mental health. They're feeling low, they don't feel like getting out of bed, they're usually they're feeling usually tired and lazy, and they're expressing all of these symptoms of poor mental health, but they don't actually know that they have poor mental health. So I watched the Hamza video and he recommended this kind of NHS test, which is basically like, it asks you a couple of questions about how your mood is on a day-to-day basis, and it gives you kind of a score on your anxiety and depression kind of levels. I'll leave that in the description if you want to take it, just so you can get a better idea of how your mental health actually is. And from there, once you get your score, you can kind of determine what your next steps are. Mental health is a lot more important than most young men in particular think, and it can stop you from achieving so many things in your life, achieving your goals, your aims, being productive, building really good friendships and relationships in your life. This is high time to really try and build on your mental health, try and better it, because from there other areas of your life are really going to improve as well. You might have heard the saying, strong mind, strong body, something like that. But yeah, when you have good mental health, you have better focus, better concentration. So if you're a student, you're going to do better in school and you're going to have more energy. So you might go to the gym, do some sports, so your physical health's going to get better and you feel more kind of like extroverted. You don't just stay in your room like 24/7. So you're spending time with friends, spending time with family, so your relationships are getting stronger. Having good mental health really just makes everything better. You're more confident, you're more happy, your mood's better on a day-to-day basis. You're more inclined to achieving your goals and your aims, so you're progressing as well in your life. It's what stops so many people from achieving their full potential. It's really difficult in today's society as well to maintain really good mental health, because there's so many distractions or things that make it so easy to not have good mental health. Social media, there's countless amount of ways that I'm not really going to get into, but just some examples. On Instagram, you're constantly seeing people's perfect life because that's what they only display on Instagram. So maybe you have a desired physique that you want to achieve. On your explore page, all you're going to see is that physique, and you'll be wondering, why don't I have this physique? Oh, they look so good. So that contributes to having poor mental health, low self-esteem, because you don't have that desired body physique. You're seeing people traveling 24/7, making tons of money at your age, so that also leads to poor mental health, because you're thinking, oh, what am I doing with my life? How come I didn't get dealt that card? How come I don't have that money? How come I don't have that lifestyle? So that also makes it worse. Just spending time on social media in general, you're just staring at a screen for hours and hours, just scrolling. That's not natural. That's really only come about due to technology. 50 years ago, that wasn't a thing. People were spending time with their families, friends, outdoors, going to parks, running around in playgrounds, climbing on trees. So in today's society, social media makes it extremely difficult to have like a really good kind of mental health. Junk food, where do I even start? All of the sugar, fatty kind of oils, all these kind of things contribute to feeling lethargic, lazy, and obviously if you're not getting exercise, you're just going to add on a lot of weight, so that's going to reduce your energy levels and ultimately contribute to you having poor mental health. Your mind's going to feel really clouded if you're not eating the right kind of foods and not having a good diet. Video games, kind of similar to social media, just spending a lot of time living pretty much a sedentary lifestyle, looking at a screen for hours and hours on end. You're leveling up in the game, but you're not leveling up in real life. So it becomes, that form of escapism, because you're getting so much better in this game. You're gaining status, you're gaining power, but when you come back to reality, it's not as great as in the game. So, all of these things are contributing to your poor mental health. So it's literally just a cycle of your mental health getting worse and worse and worse with all of these forms of escapism. And then there's the peer pressure if you're a young person of alcohol, drugs, and then just general kind of peer pressure in school or kind of things like that. So it's extremely difficult. Those are only a few kind of things that make it difficult for a young person to have good mental health. There's countless other things, bad family situations, childhood trauma, all these kind of things. So if you do feel like you are struggling, there's lots of ways you can get help, from friends. Speak to a friend, speak to family, or even just like online health kind of services. There's always like free ones that you can call up. Yeah, just don't suffer in silence. Even online communities, like I speak to the people in my Discord server all the time about things that they may be struggling with, and a lot of people can actually relate. But yeah, as I said before, this is high time to improve your mental health and stop neglecting it, because when you don't neglect it, all the other kind of areas in your life are really going to kind of piece together and improve. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!